Good morning, bro. Just wanted to start the day with a little conversation about satisfaction. I was thinking last night about how I find it incredibly weird that people say, if I have this, if I have X, if I have Y, I'll be satisfied. The reason I think that is I don't really get that feeling. It's like I can set goals and I can set a certain point where I want to be, but I can imagine myself reaching that goal and not being satisfied, not being happy with the place I am. And it's an interesting concept for me to understand because I'm not exactly sure why. And I was speaking on this because I was curious to see if there's anyone else out there who is kind of experiencing the same thing that I am. I think the questions I need to be asking is like, is this necessarily a bad thing or is this a good thing? And I've come to my own conclusions. The reason I think this is the case is because I think I've been comfortable for majority of my life. I haven't felt a need to improve or to push past where I need to be. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys watching the video saying that I've come from rock bottom and I've come from the trenches to improve myself to the point where I am. On a physical level, I've been living pretty okay. There's a lot of people out there who have a lot worse positions to be in than me. And I think that's the main contribution towards why I've been so comfortable. And I haven't been pushed to an area or region where there would be a sense of improvement, which is, I think, partly a reason why when I reach my goals I'm not satisfied, because I've been comfortable for so long. And when I made that switch, I was like, I can't bear being in the same place for a long period of time anymore. Which is why I've noticed is that whenever I try to make a change, it's when I feel the most productive or the most energetic and most active. It's where I'm not doing the same thing every day. So I'm always trying different things. I'm always trying to move past the point where I am. And that's what makes me feel productive, useful, happy. Now, the reason I think it may be a problem is because where do you draw the line? You know? Where do you draw the line between, okay, I'm being too comfortable, or I'm just being ungrateful for the point I'm at? And that's what I'm really unsure about. There was a situation where I'd gotten my unconditional offer from my insurance university, Kingston University. It was my insurance, and I'd gotten my unconditional offer from it. However, I was still waiting on universities like my top choices such as Nottingham and UCL. And when I got the unconditional, I told my parents and they were ecstatic. They were like, oh my god, unconditional, that means like no matter what you get in your A-levels, you're going to get into university. It's like you have a choice, no matter what. And they were all excited, they were telling people, and I was just sitting there going like, yeah, but it's just Kingston. I wasn't satisfied until I got what I actually wanted. And I think even when I did get what I wanted, I wouldn't be satisfied. Which is weird to me. It's very weird. And I think maybe it comes from a level of ingratitude, which I have tried to improve on and understand that there's not a lot of people who can say that they're in a position where they're dead on set to get the universities that they want, and also have somewhere to go even if things don't go as planned. And I think that's a really fortunate position to be in. And it's really hard for me to understand because it just seems comfortable, because it's not exactly where I want to be. So there's a line to draw between gratitude and satisfaction, and not being satisfied and working hard and all these things. There's a line to draw. And I think that's a very important thing to understand, that not being satisfied and ingratitude don't necessarily relate with each other, but you have to draw a line between how grateful you are for a thing and your insatisfaction for something to push you forward to achieve greater things. And maybe there's no ends to it. Maybe there is an end. It's that I'll be working hard, improving for the rest of my life, every single day. And I think that's what it's about. Because if I'm not doing that, then what am I doing? It's even if it's little things, there should be something that's doing better every single day. Because why would I want to stay in the same place that I was yesterday? What benefit do I have to that happening? And there's a really important concept to understand, which I might go over deeply in another video. It's called the zone of proximal development. And it's essentially a circle with two outer layers. And in the inside of the circle, there is things that the learner can do by himself. That's your comfort zone. That's where you'd like to stay. On the outside of that zone, it's that things the learner can do with help. And it's just out of their comfort zone. It's on the edge of the cliff. And it's just beyond the point of competence, where it's challenging enough for the learner to actually gain some knowledge and improve, but it's not challenging enough. It's not too challenging for them to completely fail at trying. And that's what the outer zone, on the outside of what the learner can do with help, is. The zone outside that zone, the third layer, is things that are too challenging for the learner, that if they do, they're going to fail. And they'll look at it as a fail in competence and eventually not move forward. And there's some other things that I can go into about the school education system, and I'll probably do that in another video. But hopefully this video was somewhat valuable to you watching, and I hope I've found some people who relate to the situation I'm in, and maybe it's helped you to gain some sort of, again, satisfaction from this video. And on that note, I'm out.